Subscribe to semperBKReactions.
There's two people in this world that I hate. One of them being my biological mother, and one of them being another person who I won't even name. Two people, that's it. semperBKReactions family, what's good, what's good? What's good, what's good? What's going on? Listen, if you are new to the channel, you in for a treat, right? And don't just judge it by this video. Go watch some other videos, then give me a fair judgment, right? And if you feeling the things that you saw, what you hearing, if you took something away from any of the videos, yo, you gotta like, comment, share, subscribe. You gotta do all of that. Share it with your peoples, all right? And if you are one of my returning subscribers checking this video out, yo, much appreciation. I love it. Respect, manners, everything. I appreciate the support. Make sure you continue to share. Please continue to not subscribe. You already subscribed, right? But please continue to like the videos and just support. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I am on the road to 100 subscribers, and I'm about to up that because I think I'm at like 95, 96. So yeah, I appreciate it. Before I even start this one off, right? So to YouTube and to the people who may see this, right? That's what I'll let you know now. There's two people in this world that I hate. One of them being my biological mother, and one of them being another person who I won't even name. Two people, that's it, in this world I hate. I don't hate anybody else. I don't hate people because of the color of their skin, their racial makeup, ethnicity. I don't hate them because of that. I don't hate them because of who they sleep with. I don't hate them because of what church they go to. It's two people I hate, that's it, right? I wasn't raised like that. Although I was raised in Brooklyn in a predominantly African-American borough, state, city. You know, thankfully for me, we were not raised to be racist. And me having a young child now and seeing her interact with other young children, it's clear as day that kids are taught to be racist. I wasn't raised like that, thank God. So I said all of that to say, any disrespectful comments on this short video I'm about to do, please understand, you racist individuals or you disrespectful individuals, it will be deleted, because we can have constructive conversations in the comment section and disagree respectfully without being derogatory, without being disrespectful, or without being racist towards each other, right? Because I understand situations like this administration, in my opinion, it brings out these racists who were once so scary, so secretive and scared to come out, right, into the public eye, but now they're just like, F it, white power, I'm here, you know, whatever. You have no business on this channel. And remember, like, this is my channel, and I hope you all know how easy it is for me to delete a comment or just block you. I don't do that here, okay? I had no plans on touching on this topic. I don't know why. Because I wasn't really following the case. And furthermore, I don't know. I just didn't want to. Because things like this, I don't like to get into per se. Because I don't always have the popular opinion. I'm not always following suit to what Black people may feel or say about a certain situation, right? But I'm going to get into it briefly here. We're going to get into it briefly here. But before we get into it, let's get into this. semperBKReactions, hold up. Yo, did you tell the people to go over to semperbkclothing.com? Come on, dog. Listen, I need y'all right now to go over to semperbkclothing.com. I guarantee you're going to see something over there that you like. I mean, I got stuff for kids. I got stuff for the women. I got stuff for working out. I got everything you think you could possibly want and or need on this website. And then check it out. Check this out. I'm also offering you a promo code. Use promo code semperBKReactions at checkout. All of us speaking about this situation, right? Unless you were inside the courtroom to see all of the evidence, right? Unless you are on the jury or unless you are in the courtroom. Unless you were at the event that day, you can't say you know exactly what happened. The people on Mr. Anthony's side, of course, they're gonna have their opinion about what happened. The majority of them were not there. The people on Mr. Metcalf's side, right? God rest his soul. They're gonna have their opinion, and they were not there, minus like his twin brother. His brother was there. So all those people at that event who witnessed what happened, those are the people, right? Objective, or actually it's very subjective, right? Because each side is going to be very subjective of what they saw. But those are the only people who can have, in my opinion, opinions, right, about what happened. Because we are just forming our opinions based off of their opinions, right? So that's why I really did not want to touch this, because everything I'm about to react to, I don't know for sure. There's one party that says such and such was instigating. There was another party that said he was surrounded. We don't know. We were not in the courtroom. We were not at the event. I will say this, just speaking objectively with my education, my experience as a police officer, you cannot respond to a push with a stabbing. In most states, your force has to relatively match the force being forced upon you, right? Somebody push you, you push them back. Somebody punch you, you punch them back. Somebody punches you in your face, you cannot shoot that person. Somebody punches you in the face, you cannot stab that person. Most states have self-defense laws just like that. Even your stand your ground states, right? Somebody can't push you, right? And you shoot and kill them. Perfect example, a case I'll never forget in Pinellas County, right outside that store. This old white man who feel like he was the parking police, a gentleman, God rest his soul, is so tragic. He pull up to a store in Pinellas County, St. Petersburg. He pull up in a handicapped spot. This punk ass parking monitor, old white man standing up out there talking to the man about parking there. He goes inside the store. I guess the old punk ass parking guy, I guess he's harassing the woman inside the vehicle. There's also a child. The man come back out. Of course, he see you know, harassing his family. He approached the man, words were exchanged. He pushes the man. There's a huge distance between them. The old punk ass dude take out his gun, shoot and kill the man. Florida is a super duper stand your ground state. He went to prison. I think he was sentenced to 20 years. So that's a perfect example. You can't get pushed and then you shoot somebody. You can't get pushed and you stab somebody. You can't get pushed and you kill them. You can't do that, even in your stand your ground states, right? Am I saying that's what happened at this thing? No, but this is what we heard from court, and this is the stories that we are told. If that happened, right? If Mr. Anthony was pushed and he took out a knife and stabbed the young man, can't do that. You also can't say, touch me and watch what I do. Touch me and see what happens. That's premeditation. You are premeditating an attack. You can't do that. Now, if you defend yourself and leave that part out, they can't say you were thinking about doing something, right? You leave that part out. You were just defending yourself. But when you say touch me and watch what I do, that's premeditation. You're planning. That's what premeditation means. You are planning. So if that's what happened, if Mr. Anthony said that, you can't do that. That's intent. The jury was very interesting. So again, listen, people, like I said, I'm not acting like I know the ins and outs of this case. I would assume that area in Texas, it's not in Dallas. I think it's not far. McKinney. I have a good friend. I think I was in police academy, APD police academy with my homie 504. I don't want to say his name. You know who he is. He's a police officer out there. I don't think the racial makeup, the black population is too big out there. But furthermore, right, black people, you know what? You know how the only way you get on juries? If you register to vote. If you don't register to vote, you will never get called to serve on the jury. So my question would be, how many black people in that area registered to vote? Because if you're not registered to vote, you can't get called to a jury. But the jury selection was suspect, in my opinion. Once again, people, listen what I said in the beginning. I don't know the ins and outs. I didn't care to look into it, right? That's why I'm tiptoeing on my reaction with this. The jury selection was suspect. That's what I'll say about that. Jury of your peers. I think everybody looked like they was like, look, we didn't see them, right? But everybody seemed to be like they was in their 90s and 80s. There was no young people. I don't think what I saw in the news, I didn't see anybody in their 20s, anybody in their 30s, anybody in their 40s, right? I didn't see any black people. I don't know if they were Hispanic people. I know there was a lot of white. There was a Middle Eastern woman I saw and an Asian woman. Jury of your peers he's 19 now. And we don't have no 20, 30, 40-year-olds on there. I don't know what happened during jury selection. Did his defense team do a poor job? Did the prosecution do a great job? I don't know. But the jury selection is kind of suspect, in my opinion. Let's talk about it in the comment section, respectfully. Again, I don't do thumb thugs, the finger thugs, finger warriors, keyboard warriors. I don't do that. You will get deleted. The sentence also surprised me. I don't agree with, right? He took somebody's life, right? And in my opinion, I don't think personally the force he used was merited. But again, I'm just speaking about speculation, what was out there in the media. But I don't think the force that he used was reasonable and necessary from what force was presented upon him. But even still, his sentence was severe because, again, that case I just told you about, I'm gonna pull up some info on that case so you can see, right? But that dude, I think he received 20 years in prison and he shot and killed, you know what I mean, that man, unfortunately, God rest his soul. And he got 20 years, right? And I hate comparing stuff like this, but I'm just saying about people who take people's lives. He got 20 years. He went to trial. There was no plea in that situation. Granted, we're talking about two different states, right? But a stabbing, which I for sure don't think, my opinion, that Mr. Anthony intended to kill Mr. Metcalf, right? So if he didn't intend, he intended to stab him, right? But I don't think he meant to kill him. And he got 35 years. I think all of us, anybody who's watching this, we could think of, we could research, we could look up a bunch of cases where people who kill people, 15 years, 18, 20, 25. I think the sentence was harsh. Personally, do I think race had a part in this entire proceedings? Absolutely. I personally think you'd be foolish to say no, right? And the media attention didn't make it any better. But I definitely think race played a big part in the entire proceedings of this trial. You know what I mean? And I touched on it a little bit. It's very interesting hearing all of these opinions and nobody was there. None of us was there. None of us was there. And everybody has all of these outlandish just thoughts about this situation. It's a tragedy all around, right? One family lost their son, you know. One family lost their young son who looked like he was, you know, just deemed for greatness with his sports. And then, you know, on the other side, you know, you have a family son going away until he's old and also looked like he had a great future, you know, regarding sports. Two of them weren't criminals. Both of them may have no record. The media, of course, well, not even the media, I ain't gonna lie. Some of these racist MFs, they wanna show pictures of Mr. Anthony holding up what was said to be a fake gun, the middle finger. Who the hell when we was younger weren't throwing up middle fingers in pictures? And you know what they did too? They cropped out that picture with him and what was said to be the fake gun. They cropped it out, but didn't show the rest of the white kids he was with in the picture who were also throwing up their middle finger. So the two of them weren't criminals, you know. It's just like, In Jamaica, they say, you buck up on somebody, and they just bucked up on each other at the wrong time. And you just think about situations like that. Like when I was with the Atlanta Police Department, the most eerie and the craziest thing, when you would watch somebody on camera go into their death. You would watch them walking into a situation, and the outcome. And as stupid as it may sound, you're looking at the screen like, damn, yo, just go the other way. Turn around. The one that hurt me the most was this one behind Thorough. I worked at Zone 4. Shout out to Zone 4, Southwest Atlanta. Shout out to my Zone 4 peeps, Southwest Atlanta. But the worst one I saw was at Thorough, behind a high school. Long story short, we saw this boy. It was I guess they had some online dispute. The boy was going to meet the other boy. Unbeknownst to the one walking up that you could see on the camera, he walked up and just got shot. And we saw it. And you just thinking, you want to jump through the screen, tell the other boy, yo, don't go, turn around. But I said that to say, I know Mr. Anthony just wish he handled that situation differently. You know what I mean? Looking back, but shit, it's too late now, right? You made that decision. You made that choice. You made a decision. Now you got to deal with the consequences. And that's how I tell you, I'm real. When black people do wrong shit, I say that. When white people do wrong shit, I say that. When we wrong, we wrong. And that's a problem in society. And you see it with this case, right? Because you have all of these, you have the majority, a large portion of black people saying that everything Mr. Anthony did was right. No. We can't say that. And we definitely can't, and also, me being honest, I can't say if that's what happened, if Mr. Metcalf put his hands on Mr. Anthony, that's wrong too. Keep your damn hands to yourself. It's all around tragedy, man. What I hate seeing too? I hate seeing these comparisons, right? I hate everybody, black people, white people. I hate when they bring up, this case. I saw a post the other day that was trying to compare the Kyle Ritter situation. Remember that fool that went to, this was during the 2020, during the uprisings everywhere. And that idiot, he went down to go, I forgot what he said he was going to do, but went down with a rifle and he ended up shooting. I think he killed someone. He ended up shooting somebody. And I saw a post, actually somebody, like a Facebook friend of mine, posted something, his picture comparing it to Mr. I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that. We talk about two totally different things, right? Because that dude, like, again, they were trying to compare, I guess, essentially defendants. Because the post had Ritter as a defendant and Mr. Anthony as a defendant. That's two different defendants. That guy Ritter was going to look for trouble. Mr. Anthony, in my opinion, wasn't going to look for trouble. He allegedly, right? Because this is what was out in the public. I don't know this to have happened. Yeah, he got convicted, but it was said that he was pushed. Before he was pushed, he said, "Touch me, see what happened." He got pushed, and he stabbed the young man, right? But I hate when we, situations like this happen and we compare. I only brought up that situation in Pinellas County because I was talking about sentencing and how it was odd. But again, we're talking about two different states, right? And I'm just trying to be devil's advocate. But one got 20 years, and then the next one, in Texas got 35 years. People may say, well, shit, the guy in Pinellas County that killed the guy, he was white. That's why he got 20 years. Mr. Anthony, black, 35. We have to consider that, right? Because like I said, if you feel like race didn't play a part in this, I personally think you're crazy. Absolutely. Do I think he got a fair trial from what we heard? No. And I say no just based upon the jury. That wasn't a jury of his peers, in my opinion. Lastly, I think we can all relate to the father. Initially, Mr. Metcalf's father, I feel like he was handling it with such grace. And you had to, appreciate his hurt, his pain, anguish, etc. You had to, right? And he was handling it with such grace. And I personally was like, I felt for him because, now being a father, I understand being a father, God forbid you lose your child. But I don't like the direction he's taking now. I saw a video today where he just was going off. and had some racial innuendos in his rant. And I didn't like that because I feel like now he's just like, I saw him in a, you know, in a different light. And now he just seems like your typical racist that's out here making opinions or forming their opinions, posting their opinions about the situation. I don't like the direction he took, but initially he was handling it well in the public eye. You know what I mean? So semperBK Reactions, I'm gonna wrap it there. I would, you know, whoever's watching this, I would love to hear your comments below. And like I said, please keep it respectful. You know, all around tragedy. 2 families are affected. Rest in peace to Mr. Metcalf, right? I don't have sympathy for people who maliciously kill somebody, right? And when you make a decision to take a life, and personally, you know, I don't think it was necessary. So based on if what I'm hearing is correct, he just got pushed and he stabbed somebody. I don't agree with that. I'm keeping it real. No matter what the color of the person is, you get pushed and you stab somebody, nah. You don't do that. You push them back, right? You push them back or walk away if you want to. 100% you can defend yourself. They push you, push them back. They punch you, punch them back. And keep punching them then. But take out a knife and stab them, if that's what happened, I don't agree with it. Let's talk about it. semperBK Reactions. Most importantly, right? Before you comment, go over to semperbkclothing.com. Go buy you some stuff, all right? Stay safe out there. Stop the hate. We are all one. And I just pray in my lifetime, all this hate would just, I don't know, go away. I pray for my daughter's sake. Peace.